Welcome to Gamesthetic, episode 207. I'm Alex with Spark. Hope you're having a phenomenal day today, whatever day you're listening or watching the show. I got both the boys here with me in the studio. Zach, buddy, how you doing, my friend?
I'm good.
Good day?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful day, I will say that. Weather's nice. Just get the vibes high. Shout out to that. John, what about you? How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. I'm trying to figure out what we're talking about today.
Yeah, shout out. I heard him say right as I was about to send this thing live, I heard him just say, what's on the script?
I know
that's
like
every week.
I do the main points, but I had an idea of what else was going to be on there.
Right. Hey, this is like one of the first like 4-topic thumbnails I've put up in a while because there's honestly just a lot of things to talk about today.
Yeah.
So shout out to that. We are also going to be watching the Elimination Chamber while doing the show. So if at some point we get a little distracted, I'm sorry. It's up on the monitor over here. Gotta watch it.
It can't be. There's no way it can be as bad as when we watch Money in the Bank during the show.
I mean, yeah, there was a hard stop during that one.
Well, okay, blame Drew McIntyre, all right, because he yeeted a ladder at the Yeet Man, and it was awesome.
It was also like the moment of like I think it was Chad Gable just hanging on for his life.
Yeah. So shout out to that. We may have some hilarious stoppage depending on what happens in the Elimination Chamber. If you're watching Elimination Chamber, let us know. We'd like to know that. So shout out. Or if you did watch it, if you're listening to this after the fact, let us know your thoughts on it as well. But no, there is a lot
Wrong
of talk.
show.
Whoa, I'm just giving the shout out. Also, shout out to a terrible wrestling show.
I've let you guys go when y'all start talking about anime lately.
Yeah, but that doesn't have a show anymore.
Whoa, it's
y'all
still
reference the show
It's still there. It's still up. You can still go listen to it. We still get downloads. We still get audio downloads. Shout out to AniMan Plus. It's still in the description to this day, so you can go check out AniMan Plus and listen to some old stuff there. But yeah, shout out to Terrible Wrestling Show. We do have a new episode out right now, so you can listen to that. And also shout out to our Patreon. Shout out to our two Patreon hand. We appreciate you. You can check out the Patreon if you want to support us further. But for today's episode, we do have, of course, Monster Hunter Wilds. That came out and all of its massive success and some performance issues, apparently. So we're going to be chatting about that. As well as the Pokemon Presents that took place this week. We also have some Debbie Downer news with Monolith Productions being shut down, and we're going to chat about Wonder Woman being canceled and the Nemesis System probably being gone forever, which sucks. And then Fable being delayed again to no one's surprise. So,
Hey, a couple months ago, you were adamant it was coming out.
I was very adamant, and here we are.
You were very upset at me when I said it wasn't coming out this year.
Getting set back an entire another year.
Again. All right, look, I'm telling you guys, I'm about to start doing skits on the channel. And because I had a full skit in mind for this whole situation, and I'm gonna start doing skits. With stuff happening in the gaming world. Because man, did I have a whole thing like I had it fully in my brain, grip it and rip it, ready to roll. So I don't know, a lot to talk about today, plus a few other things to shout out on the weekly wrap up and everything of the sorts. Also, we're gonna shout out Rogue Energy and Agent Inc. later on in the show. So before we jump into Monster Hunter Wilds, anything we want to throw out there first? Shout out to Elimination Chamber. It looks like the women's chamber match is kicking things off. So shout out to that. Anything we want to throw out there into the universe? No?
You got anything, Zach?
Not right now. Maybe later.
I'd kick us off with a...
I mean, you go for
it.
There was something I remember seeing earlier today, but I can't remember what it was now.
Okay. I'll kick us off. It's Steam Next Fest currently going on this weekend.
Here we go.
Which is, I mean, honestly, it's one of my favorite like Steam events that they do throughout the year because I love finding new games, trying demos and stuff.
Right.
That's how, I mean, like last year, that's how me and Zach found Esports Godfather was there that's when I found it, and then you were playing it pretty soon around the same time.
I don't look at that.
Hey,
I just found it in my recommended.
Hey, that's where it came from, though.
For you.
For everyone. Just because you didn't find it there doesn't mean that's not where it came from. No, there's a ton of great demos out there right now. So if you're on Steam and you haven't checked out yet, you might as well go check it out. It lasts until Steam Next Fest goes away Monday. Couple like interesting looking games in there. They have a demo for the Gothic remake.
Ooh.
I haven't tried that out, but it looks cool.
Yeah.
But one of the games I have been playing from Steam Next Fest is a game called Fellowship. and honestly, probably played it more than I played Monster Hunter.
Yeah, you did, because whenever I started setting up the script, I got curious. I'm like, let me go look at Steam and see how long John has played Monster Hunter. I hop on there. It's just like, all right, yeah, he's played about 4.5 hours. What's Fellowship that he's played for 5 hours?
Yeah, I noticed Tim and one of our online friends have been just hammering it in the last couple days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Fellowship is it's basically just like think of running dungeons in WoW. Like if you were gonna run like Mythic Plus dungeons or something. You load into the game, you can pick a character, like you can play any of the characters. The progression is for each specific character. And it's dungeon running. So currently in the demo they have 2 tanks, 2 DPS, and 2 different healers. You go in it's like you run the dungeon as a 4-man group, 1 tank, 2 DPS, a healer. And you start it like entry level, and you can keep raising it up. So I think earlier we completed a plus 12. I don't know what the current highest is. The leaderboard last night was a plus 19.
So it's just solely doing dungeon runs, nothing else, no like equipping gear or anything like that?
No. So as you run dungeons, at the end of it,
Okay.
you get like at the end of each dungeon, you get a piece of gear.
Okay.
And then the higher tier ones, like you have a time limit, and if you complete it within the time limit, you get better rewards.
Okay.
But you're guaranteed a new piece, or you're guaranteed a piece of gear
Okay.
of a certain like eye level after a dungeon run, and then you might get gems or like some crafting materials to like reforge a piece of gear if you want to.
Gotcha.
And like as you complete higher and higher ones, you get more talent points, you unlock more skills. It's way more fun than I was expecting to have in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, I mean, I'm also playing it with 2 of my buddies. So usually it's like we're either trying to find we're usually trying to find a tank right now, because we got a little queue times for healers were taking a little while.
Okay.
And I mean, for the most part, you find like you get a tank that, yeah, halfway knows what to do. You can make it through a run.
Right.
That's good.
It's like you can always make it through a run with like even somebody who's like fairly new to tanking. It's just you might not beat the time limit. But even if you complete it, you still get like the chest at the end.
So what's the time limit thing? Is it just you get bonus rewards if you complete it in that time?
So if you complete the dungeon, you're guaranteed the loot. If you
Okay.
complete it within the time limit, you clear that tier, and then you can move up a tier.
Gotcha.
But yeah, they have, I think up until like +7 or +8, it's just single boss dungeons. And then from there, you start unlocking like 3 boss dungeons, and I don't know how crazy it gets at like higher tiers, because like I said, we're at 12 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think the progression for like, well, at +10, or when you complete your first one, I think it is, you get a horse mount.
Okay.
At +5, I think 5 or 10, you get a tiger.
Okay.
And then at 15, you get like a rat mount.
Okay.
I think the tiger carries over. I don't think the rat carries over.
Question, John. I may have just missed it because I was slightly distracted by TCG Pocket. Is it full release, early access?
This is an early access.
Okay.
We don't know the full release yet.
Gotcha.
But I mean, the devs are paying attention to it. We've gotten a couple like maintenance updates where they're kind of balanced, because it's like they kind of just threw stuff out there. Now that some people are playing it, they're seeing what's a little broken and whatnot.
So is there any current like roadmap being looked at?
I don't think we have a roadmap right now,
Gotcha.
because it's this kind of seems like pretty early on look at, but I think the game's might be slated for 2025. Hopefully it is, because I'm having a blast with it. I really am looking forward to like a full release of it.
So what you're telling me, this is going to be one of those games that at some point down the line is going to be a John Gamestead Game of the Week.
I mean, probably.
Yeah.
No, honestly, like I said, I didn't expect to be having as much fun with it as I am.
Right.
My buddy pitched it to me. I saw it on my like recommended for Next Fest, and like he had it on his. He pitched it, and I was like, yeah. I looked at screenshots. I didn't read what the game was. I didn't realize it was just like MMO dungeon crawling, but ended up being a lot more fun than I expected it to be. And then like when he mentioned our other buddy started playing it, was having fun, I went, I did not expect him to like this.
Hey, that's funny.
But yeah, we played it for quite a bit today.
Yeah.
It's like when I go home, might do a few more runs of it, and then probably gonna try to clear plus 15 just to have gotten the highest like reward that we could, or like the highest cosmetic reward that we can for the demo. Like I said, I don't think the tier 15 mount is going to carry over, but you know, if they change their mind on that, I'd like to be able to have it.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There you go.
I was about to say, hearing you say, definitely send like a game up in my wheelhouse because one of my favorite things in MMOs is dungeon running. What's the current running price of it?
The game?
Yeah.
I mean, the demo's free right now.
Okay.
They don't have a price for the game itself, I don't think.
So it's just an early access demo.
It's just an early access demo with a, like, we'll see release date.
Gotcha.
But, I mean, from the looks of it, I don't think it would be that expensive. It'd be potentially a free game or, like, a probably 15, maybe $20 game.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, having an absolute blast with it. Like, a lot of fun too. I mean, it's one of those where since it is like running dungeons and tearing them up over and over again, the higher tier mobs get like new abilities, new spells. So you got to be able to recognize what your interrupts need to be on, and you actually have to stagger your interrupts properly.
So yeah, like an actual dungeon run,
like actual dungeon runs.
and possibly raids. Yeah,
I can only assume that like higher in, like the higher tier versions of it get crazy, because we actually stopped trying to push because I was very under gear leveled
okay,
for what we were doing. So like I was just kind of getting by on like being able to do the interrupts and basically just stay alive.
So were you running mostly tank or DPS?
I've been running DPS. I haven't tried tanking yet. I haven't played healer because my buddy's been playing healer and he's been having a lot of fun with it. There is one healer that I'm in currently that I'd be interested in playing. He's more of a like standard healer because the character archetypes right now are vastly different.
Oh, really?
You have your standard tank, which is just like sword and shield, taunt enemies and that. The other tank is a monk who just is constantly throwing out attacks and everything.
So is he just an aggro dodge tank, or is he a stance tank?
I think it's more of like a stance tank.
Okay.
And then it's like the standard tank is kind of like a damage reduction cooldown.
Yeah, damage, time your CC.
Yeah, and then it's like for DPS right now we have Ice Mage and we have like Hammer Bro. And then healer wise, it's like standard dwarven, kind of like paladin like healer.
Okay.
And like druid lady who summons vines and mushrooms to DPS and heal.
Okay. Okay, I know what kind of healing style it is.
More like nature type druid, like dot healing and that. Or
Well, based
like
on so are the roots doing damage and healing, or are they just
the
there?
roots are the DPS and like the mushroom spores are the healing.
Oh, so it's a summon healer. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a summon healer that doesn't have the most like variety, at least from what I've seen, because most of the high level healers I've seen have been like the dwarf healer. But yeah, I've tried both DPS. I'm mostly playing the Ice Mage because that's the one I started with.
Yeah.
And was more comfortable with. But I don't know. Be very interested in like additional characters as when the game releases.
I'd also be curious what other class type archetypes they would end up releasing in that game.
Yeah, I that's one thing I'm curious about because they are very it is very much just generalized as tank, DPS, healer. So I'd like to see what they throw in there in the future.
Because that really does. So is it top down, or is it over shoulder?
It's like the over shoulder standard WoW view.
Okay.
Or like WoW or any other MMO type look. It's
Gotcha.
that camera view.
Gotcha. So that very much gives me pretty much like Fable Legends vibes, because I mean that's all Fable Legends was. You had your different heroes, and then each level was just pretty much a dungeon run with interlinking storylines between different maps.
Yeah, and I think right now we have 8 different dungeons, 8 different dungeons that we can run. There might be, I don't know if there's more for the current beta, but we've run them all so far. They're all pretty fun.
Well, then I probably may have to download that and mess with it tomorrow, because the only thing I would hope for is so you said they got a summon healer. One of my favorite characters from Fable Legends, which I loved playing as, was a tank character named Malice. And his whole kit was he summoned 3 shadows and sent them more or less as target decoys. He's just like, here's my crew. They're going to take the damage with me. You guys fuck everything else up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know exactly how that character works. I've toyed around with him in the lobby area, just throwing abilities down, just kind of try to get a feel for it, but haven't actually played him in a dungeon. I wish the demo. I wish it was staying around longer so I could experiment with.
So how long is the demo up for?
It might go away with Next Fest.
Which is how many days left?
Monday.
Gotcha.
Because sometimes the demos stay around, sometimes they go away at Next Fest. So if it stays around, that'd be great because I just keep playing it.
On another note, John, if you're done, with the release of Monster Hunter Wilds, you know who had a wonderful day because of it?
Who?
Pocket Pair.
Oh,
The entire company took the day off to play Monster Hunter Wilds.
I saw that.
I did see that.
Where Pocket Bear said that they started receiving some notices that employees might be magically ill on this Friday.
So it's very entertaining, just this company seeing just how they're just because apparently they also did this with Elden Ring too. Most of the people were like, yeah, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. And so they're getting that again. It's just I guess we're just all going to take off for Friday.
I mean,
play Monster Hunter Wilds.
I mean, it's cool that they're down to do that. They're at our heart, we're gamers.
So don't be surprised if in one of the next updates of fucking Pal World, you're suddenly gonna be in a sand island.
Right. Also, to shout out, what a hot start to the Elimination Chamber.
Dude's been distracting the entire time.
Me
having an actual conversation with John here.
I'm watching it out of the corner of my eye, but I'm like, I want to talk about this. Zach's engaging me in conversation.
Why are they both wearing white?
That's not important right now. What's important right now is just that the entire chamber started and got derailed very quickly, and it was great.
By what we've been waiting on to happen for months at this point.
Jade Cargill returns and attacks Naomi. It was great.
I don't know who that is, but okay.
Yeah, no, fantastic. What a start to the chamber. Before we hop to Monster Hunter, though, I want to go ahead and get my weekly, what was once called the John Lost Ark segment out of the way with my Marvel Rivals segment. I got a couple things I wanted to shout out. So since last time we chat, I have done 0 competitive until today because my focus has been just expanding my pool of characters, whatever, you know. Finally got to
idea.
No, it's been a great idea. I've had a great time.
I mean, you at least have to be able to play 3 or 4.
No, I've had a great time, and I finally brought it back to competitive today. Well, first, let me shout out one of my last quick matches, one of my last cherries on top for Groot, to feel good about bringing Groot into diamond lobbies, at least me playing Groot. There was someone in my game who they ended the game 5-7 as 6 different damages, and for the most of the time they were just running around the map.
Yeah.
So I thought they were throwing, and so did other people. It's just why are you throwing? Because you're just dicking off, running around the map, right? You're never in a team fight, right? You just completely throw in, just kind of running around spawn and whatever. So I was like, does that not sound like throwing behavior? And that's what it is. That's what it sounds like to me and everyone else.
Okay.
So I reported them for throwing, and I'm assuming other people did too. and I did get the notification they were banned. Well, here's the plot twist. I went and looked. That game that I played with them was their literal first game on Marvel Rivals ever. And I'm just like, damn, I feel like a dick. They were just trying to learn how to play. It's like, well, if that's the case, go to a bot match. That's what I did. But I don't know.
It's also a quick play. I mean, that's what you get.
I mean, it's quick play, but I mean,
No,
hey.
I did see something funny though in one of the competitive games that I had today. I did lose this game. It was those classic situations where it's like I was the only tank as a group, and we had 3 damage. 2 damage were like, dude, they were balling. Like they both ended. Like we lost the game, but they both had almost 50 eliminations.
Who were your damage?
God, who was it? It was Magic and Punisher, I think, and then the third was Spider-Man. So those 2 had like 50 eliminations. Spider-Man had like 8, and he was like 8 and 15. And they kept telling him, yo, switch. We could really use another tank with Groot, whatever. And I was doing fine, but yeah, I could have used a little backup on the front lines, right? And he ended up responding in the game. All he said was, gee, I can't. And I read that. I'm like, you're a one trick, aren't you? And after the game, I went and looked at his stats. So here's his top 3 most played since the game's come out. Sitting at number 3, we have Venom with 2 hours. Sitting at number 2, we have Loki with 4 hours. Sitting at number 1, we have Spider-Man with 95 hours. And I'm just like, yeah, that's a one trick. That is a one trick.
Question about your Groot. Do you use your walls to block or for buffs and damage?
Oh, baby, I'm a troll. I use my walls for everything. There was some great interactions in my games earlier where it's like someone from my team put in chat, is like, bruh, Groot is just trolling with these walls, just fucking with the other team. I'm aggressive with the walls. They are up in every single team fight imaginable.
I mean, that's how you should play your Groot.
Absolutely.
I guess
the Groots that I see that don't use the walls to an aggressive level, it's just like, why?
Well, the attack walls, I understand. There's a whole high tier play where Groot's big wall.
Yeah, the iron wall.
You actually just put it somewhere within range of your team fight because it gives you a damage reduction buff for you and your team.
Yeah, no, keep it close by.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what I do. And then also, just using your basic walls just to pin someone up against it because the walls attack them. So, just someone's trying to back out or someone's trying to, do whatever. Just pin them in a little corner, make a little V out of the walls, and it's like, you're not going anywhere.
The only thing is just my biggest thing was with high tier play of that because there's been a VTuber Marvel Rivals tournament going on today, as well as several VTubers I watch have taken part in some community Marvel Rival tournaments last month. So I've just been seeing a lot of high level play because most people in that tournament are either Grandmaster or one above all from that range.
Yeah.
So I just see anytime there's a Groot, there's a Moon Knight.
Oh, yeah.
And I just watch as a Groot ults and then a Moon Knight goes, throw everything.
Right. Anyway, let's actually get to the main title topics. Let's hop into that. So, kick things off with Monster Hunter Wilds. Obviously release in a very high fashion, especially in the realm of Steam, where it reached an all-time peak. As of this morning, was 1.3 million, which is Capcom's highest ever, and it's now the 5th highest all-time for all-time peak. The only games in front of it is PUBG, Wukong, Power World, and Counter-Strike 2.
Woo, Power World!
Yep. It is sitting on a 90 on Metacritic, currently the highest rated game of the year, and the only game this year that's currently listed as Metacritic must play for now. However, on Steam, though, it is setting at a 53% mixed because of the performance. Oh, it went up.
It was up. It was
It was like 47.
It was 47 when I bought it yesterday.
Yeah, so just performance issues, not bad game, just some optimization.
I clicked it, immediately saw mix, and went, it runs like crap. Carried on.
Yeah. John, how's Monster Hunter Wilds treating you? You're on PC, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, funny thing, I've been seeing nothing but complaints about how the game runs and how the game looks because of like performance problems.
Right.
I got none of it.
Okay.
At every point in time, I'm sitting at like 130 frames. Game looks great. I've had no points of frame stutter or like anything like that. So I've got none of the performance stuff, which is great.
Just like both of you with Cyberpunk when Cyberpunk came out, and it crashed 1,000,000 times for me.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
No, I mean Monster Hunter. Here's what I'll say: Monster Hunter Wilds, like when you're playing the game and just like doing the hunts and exploring the zones, fantastic. I will say they tried to like focus on the story in this one.
Yeah, I've seen that from watching Christina.
Fucking hate it.
Not a fan of it, huh?
I don't like what they've done with it. Not the story itself, because like,
Is it just large amount of cutscenes, little bit of playing?
okay, so it's like this. You'll be like going around the open area,
Okay.
like heading towards your quest objective,
Yeah.
and then the game will hijack your character
Okay.
and movement and put you on rails where you can't move side to side. You can't do anything. All you can do is look around and use your slinger to like grab resources around.
Oh, so the game literally just went, "Hey, you're gonna deal with the narrative now."
Yeah, it literally will just go, hey, I know you walked half the distance here, but we're gonna slowly take you the rest of the way to this objective, and it's gonna take 2.5 minutes instead of the 30 seconds that it would take to go there. But also, like, when they switch to what I'm gonna put in quotations cutscene, it's not a cutscene 90% of the time so far. It's in engine. It just takes like you'll be in the middle of talking where like you can, if you're reading ahead of what they're saying, you can tap A on a controller and move to the next dialogue option.
Yeah.
It'll go from that to no change visually, but the conversation will hit a point where it's like, okay, story time. And you can no longer like fast forward the dialogue or anything. You're stuck in like cutscene mode, where the characters will just sit there and like exposition at you for 3.5-4 minutes, where the only like option to fast forward it is to skip it, and then it just skips the entire chunk of there, which sometimes includes like 3 minutes of walking. So it's like, and I skipped it earlier because I was like, okay, we're just standing in the cave talking here. I assume it's like, and they're just repeating kind of what they talked about on the rails here.
Right.
So let's just skip this, and it cuts to me in front of a new monster that I
have no clue
saw
about.
for the first time in a cutscene.
Yeah.
And I'm standing in the middle of the desert with it in front of me. I'm like, I guess I'm fighting this thing now. But if they just didn't do the on rails thing and just like either went full cutscene or just kept the dialogue consistent where you could like fast forward it if you, because they speak so goddamn slow. And I just naturally read ahead of it with subtitles. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm still getting the story. But it's like they just kind of jump between one or the other when they're like, okay, because then it's kind of like, okay, well, essentially what you're telling me is this is the important dialogue, the other dialogue not important.
Yeah.
Is all I'm seeing. But it's like they take control away from me while I'm playing the game way too much so far. Because I played a little bit more since you.
I wonder if that's just a lot of the setting up exposition for the main story, if that's going to carry out through the rest of it.
I don't know, because it's one of those where it's like, I mean, like I said, if they weren't doing this with the story, I would be less irritated with it, and I would pay more attention to it, because I mean it's a Monster Hunter story. It's never going to be like the top tier story in games,
Right.
Probably
but
not.
You're not going there for the narrative.
but it's pretty interesting. I mean, like, it's fairly interesting, because like in this one, in the opening like cinematic and cutscene, you find a kid in the desert being chased by beasts.
Yeah.
And you jump down, save him, find out he's been like he was attacked by a monster, like, or a monster attacked his village, and like he escaped from there, and then it kind of chased him around, and he managed to get away. So you're trying to find
That kid's got some stamina, damn.
you're trying to find
Right.
you're trying to help him find his village, and along the way you're finding more monsters and other people in this world and kind of interacting with them along the way and kind of solving problems. It's like, it's fairly interesting. I just hate the delivery of it right now.
Gotcha.
They take control away from me way too often. Because, like, in the roughly 5.5 to 6 hours at this point, like, half of every mission is them taking control away from me.
Oof.
And which is very frustrating. The actual monster hunting is fantastic. Like, going through the world, fantastic. Because like, it's like one thing in Wilds that I really like is all of the resources that like you've always had to just run up to and like interact with.
Yeah, they
to
made
do.
it quicker, right?
You can like grab it from a distance with your slinger.
Yeah.
So it's like you can be going through, aim, you see like herbs or something over there, grab it with your slinger. If there's a mining deposit, you can hit it with your slinger and you'll grab it. It's like it's like some of the stuff there is fantastic. There's a ton of like world obstacles kind of where it's like when you're fighting a monster you can interact with like cause boulders or giant like rocks and stuff to fall down. There's a ton of that throughout the world. It's just so far like the narrative focus that they try to have at it, I don't like how it's done.
Mm-hmm.
But everything else I really enjoy. But yeah, I did start the game playing with gun lance because it has been like my favorite weapon in Monster Hunter. Because like I didn't really play a Monster Hunter game until World. But when I was playing it earlier, I kind of had the realization where every time I've started playing Monster Hunter, I've played with a different weapon.
Yeah.
So like started World with dual blades, went to Rise with gun lance, came back to World sword and shield. So I was like, oh yeah, probably should play a different weapon. So yeah, now it's hammer time.
Yeah, time to be a hammer, bro.
So yeah, having fun trying to learn how to do that. Yeah, because I didn't go back to any hunts. I was just like, I'll just make whatever hammer I can right now and move along and start fighting from here.
Roll with it.
Yeah, just figure it out as you go.
So yeah, I'm very much just figuring out how to play hammer as I go. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So the real question here, John, how much a freak does your character look like?
That is a great question. And then follow-up question, did you base your Palico off one of your cats, or did you just make a random cat? So a two-parter.
I mean, my cats look the same. Both of my cats are...
They look the same? Oh,
But yeah, both of
I guess I forgot that.
both of my cats are tuxedo cats.
Oh, okay.
So yes, it does look like them.
Okay. All right.
No, my character essentially looks like me, except I give him silver hair, and I always try to make like I always have like my character name that I do in a lot of games.
Yeah.
Where I give him silver hair, and I try to make him look old. Forgot to make him look old, so I'm just imagining he's old.
Use your imagination.
Because I always enjoy the aspect of like playing a game either like this or like an RPG, and just always having like kind of a grizzled, like wizened old man coming into being like the savior.
I feel that.
But yeah, no, essentially it just got essentially the same long hair I have, got the same hair. It's just silver.
Okay.
See, I have your same aspect as that, John. When instead of an old man, I try and make my character look as tiny and puny as possible.
Oh yeah, a lot of times I'll choose the option to make I'll reduce all the muscle mass. I'll make him as like short as I can make him, and that, and I'm like, yeah, this is your hero.
And then run the biggest weapon possible.
Right.
Yeah, because then it's like, that is one of the funny things. 'Cause like you're in this world, none of the villagers or anybody in this world uses or has weapons.
That's really weird.
So like your group shows up and you start interacting with these people, and they're like, and keep in mind, I'm walking around with a gun lance,
which is gigantic
for most of this time. So it's like just has this giant shield and like the giant gun lance on my back, and just walking in, and people are like, what is that thing on his back? That's like all the characters like, what is happening?
That's
there?
really weird compared to Worlds and Rise, where literally everyone had some sort of weapon or way to defend themselves.
Well, that's because mostly in like Wilds, it was all like Hunter Association that was there.
You mean Worlds?
Yeah, Worlds.
Yeah, Worlds. Yeah, sorry. In Wilds, these are just people who've lived and learned how to live in the environment without having to interact with the giant monsters.
Gotcha.
Which is like part of the story stuff with it is like them being able to have their ways of getting monsters to stay away, and then now there are bigger monsters which lead packs called the alpha monsters.
Yeah.
So I've that's a weird zoom in.
Talk about Elimination Chamber for context.
But yeah, no,
Still a weird zoom in.
but yeah, it's. I mean, overall, the game.
Camera guy got caught looking.
The game is is a lot of fun. It's one where I like we've said, apparently on PC there's a lot of performance issues for most players. I am once again the outlier and don't have any of that. So I have
Always are.
I don't have any of that ruining my experience.
So just a great time going
So-
forward.
I'm gonna be honest. That's mostly standard with PC. It's just people complaining about performance when any new big game comes out. So if big game comes out and it says mix, I mean, like, oh, it's probably performance.
Yeah. Well, apparently it's also been like people with like even top of the line hardware and everything
Yeah.
who like are having horrible like frame drops, horrible like game freezing or crashing in that. So far I haven't had any of that. I've been to 3 different biomes now, and it's all ran perfect for me.
Yeah.
So if you are having performance issues in Wilds, I mean that sucks. Hopefully they'll release some updates to
Quickly.
hopefully they'll work on that and release some updates to like make the game run better. But yeah, even like as of right now, I'm not super far in the game. I'm just a little ways into it, but it's fantastic. It is. If you're a fan of Monster Hunter, then yeah, 100% this is a must buy.
Must pick up.
Yeah.
No, I know Christina's been having a really fun time with it too.
What's she play?
She's Switch X. That's always her favorite, and she's not like John and swaps it up every single time, every game, whatever, to try different stuff. She is Switch X or Charge Blade is the 2 that she likes to play.
Well, see, that's like what I was talking to my buddy who started playing it this morning, and he mentioned, I was like, "What are you gonna play?" And he goes, "I think I'm gonna play Switch X." And like, I forget what he played in Rise, but like in World he played like bow and sword and shield, so he kind of swaps around, and he mentioned that, and I went, you know what, that's probably a good idea. Let's swap it up.
Yeah, do something different.
Both supposedly got changed up a little bit in this one, didn't it?
Most weapons got pretty heavily changed, which is nice. They added a bunch of like, because from playing Gunlance previously,
Yeah.
they added new combo strings and basically new finishing combos, new like overall like strings that you could go into
Yeah.
to like change up the hunting play style. Because like one of the big things used to be like one of the main play styles used to be like the shelling play style. It plays differently now,
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah. Okay.
where it was like you play around and you kind of just
Build up your charges.
you go through it and you're basically just trying to dump all of your shells in a burst
Yeah.
as quick as possible. They have different ways to kind of do that now, and then like the playstyle itself has some differences to it, because like they've added additional mechanics, like there's perfect guards and clashes. Because like while I was playing Gunlance, I had multiple times where the best way I can kind of phrase it is, you remember like beam clashing?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about because
It's
like
basically
Dragon Ball?
it's basically be that, except imagine I have a giant shield and a gun lance, and the monster charges at me, and I clash with it, and
That's
then I
pretty
just
cool.
unload shells into its face.
yeah,
That's
because
pretty
I saw a Sword and Shield main player who was doing it, and during the beta, and he was like, "I fucking love clashing, just boom, stab, 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 stab."
Yeah. The clashing is very funny. But yeah, it is very much like a recommend if you've liked Monster Hunter, played it before, or I mean if you're not sure but it looks interesting, yeah, I'd say pick it up.
Well, I've also seen a lot of people say this is another fantastic title to pick it up for a starter in the world of Monster Hunter.
Yeah, because when it comes to Monster Hunter, from everything that I know about them, those games used to be like very brutally difficult. Yeah, so they've just continued to, I wouldn't say like necessarily make it easier, even though, obviously, yeah, but they've wanted to make the franchise more accessible for new players to get in. So yeah, I feel like with a release like Wilds, and I watched Christina play it for like 5 hours last night, 5-6 hours once she got home.
Well, they've also made it accessible because you can essentially have 2 loadouts
Yes.
with you at any given time.
Yeah, yeah.
And swapping it is as simple as hopping on your mount and hitting right on the D-pad, and it'll change your weapon. So I mean,
It allows people to play with the
if
different
you're-
weapons a lot more.
if you have two weapons you like and you prefer them for different monsters, you can just have them there and just swap between them at will.
Yep. Yeah, because I know Worlds was always the go-to, and now Wilds. Because I don't know, I didn't really ever have a lot of people suggest Rise for people's first go-to.
Oh,
I
like honestly, World was the better game for the vibe.
Yeah.
Rise, like in my personal opinion, Rise had the more fun combat. So it's like if you like preferred like the vibes while you were hunting,
Yeah.
World was far superior in
Yeah.
that, and it was more extensive. Rise was like kind of batshit crazy with what you could do in like combat, because they had the whole wire bug mechanics and like different special abilities that you could have for your weapons and that. So I loved Rise. It's because like I played a lot of World, but Rise is kind of what sold me as like, yeah, I'm probably gonna be a lifelong Monster Hunter fan now.
And it even further delivered with how Wilds has been for you. So no, I mean big shout to Capcom with Monster Hunter Wilds release. I mean, it's kind of taking over the world right now.
Damn it.
Wow. All right. Anyway, so it's really taking over the world right now. A lot of people are having a great time with it, and like it's just a good one to pick up and get into. All right, so that would be like the end of the video. Damn it! Damn it!
All right. They're not
fucking safe option.
they're not happy with who won the chamber match for women's.
Damn it! Whatever. All right, let me shout out sponsor. Still have not got new graphics. So let me go full screen. We'll do the shop stuff. Let's shout out some Agent Ink. Use the referral link down below. You can pick up our jersey or one of our hats or the shirt, as well as go over to sparky3shop.com, pick up some merch over there. And we'd really appreciate that support. Again, use the referral link down below to pick up some Agent Ink merch, or go head over to sparky3shop.com. Grab some merch there as well, and we would greatly appreciate that support. Back to 3 cams. Damn it.
Also, I was noticing towards the end of that match, I think Liv's just like, she's the one to get busted up.
Yeah.
In
I noticed
matches
that.
now.
Yeah. God. Rhea and Bianca. I mean, it'll be a good match. It's just not the match I wanted. I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't want the match that I was posting.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Anyway, let's head over to the next topic. Let's do Pokemon Presents. Touch on this one real quick. So the two main things to take away from Pokemon Presents is, of course, the extended look and everything at Pokemon Legends ZA, as well as the new announcement of Pokemon Champions. There was just a bunch of other small updates, like shout out to TCG Pocket, got the Triumphant Light booster set that came out. Already saw someone post on Twitter, they got the finest definition of a God pack there is, where it's a 5-pack of Arceus. It's like, if that's not a God pack, I don't know what is. But
Dude, imagine seeing that in your Wonder Pick.
right? No, because right? Yeah, imagine that, dude. You're just scrolling through your Wonder Pick, you see a 5, golden and different EX and holographic Arceus. Shit your pants. No, shout out to that. As well as Pokemon Unite update. Shout out to Unite, still kicking and rocking.
Going strong.
Yeah, Alolan Raichu and Alcremie coming soon.
And Suicune.
Yeah, new skin for Suicune. Yeah. Then we got Masters EX update, Pokemon Sleep update, Concierge is getting new episodes.
Didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. Apparently people really like it.
I would hope so, since it's getting more episodes.
Yep. And then Cafe Remix update. So shout out to
And
all
also
that
on the
stuff.
Concierge, the first 4 episodes are up on Pokemon
Yeah, the
Network's
YouTube right now. Yep. All right. Anyway, got to stay on track. So Pokemon Legends ZA.
You want to go there for you want to do Champions first, because I feel like ZA has a little more to it.
Yeah, versus Champions.
It does, but they kind of tag together in one capacity. But let's start with Champions. So yeah, Pokemon Champions, new game that is coming out. It's going to be for mobile game. I'm sorry, I'm so distracted.
It's
by what's
gonna
happening.
be
by
for-
Switch
yeah,
and
Switch
mobile.
and
Yeah, Switch and mobile.
Well,
Now,
specifically, they said the Switch family.
Yes, the Switch family. This is going to be your traditional VGC format, and I'm specifying that because as we saw the trailer for Legends ZA, they're going a new battle format for the first time ever for a mainline Pokemon game like this. So this one's going to be kind of your traditional VGC format.
We did say we were going to talk about champions, right, John?
Well, no, I was gonna say, like he said, for the first time ever. I'm like, well, in a way, but also Pokemon Legends changed the formula for the standard battle format as well.
They did,
because they
yeah,
had
but-
strong style and agile
Yeah,
style,
yeah.
But
which changed turn orders
right,
and how
right,
the combat actually
right.
worked.
Yeah.
But what you mean is in the sense of this is like you can actually
Move
physically
around,
move
yeah,
around,
and
dodge.
dodge. Yeah,
attacks.
that's what I meant. It's just like the more action sort of play style that they're kind of bringing into it. While again, Pokemon Champions is going to be staying more of that traditional VGC format with casual ranked private matches. You will be able to connect to home. Game Freak is overseeing the development, and the development is handled by the Pokemon Works. So, what this being a thing and this being announced, few things to take away from it. Number one, it further emphasizes what Pokemon see for their competitive scene, that it is at an all-time high, and it is, and it's going to continue to get higher. Two, I feel like this different sort of battle formats that we saw with Pokemon Legends ZA or what we saw with Arceus, that's going to be the new battle format going forward. I could totally see that being Gen 10. Because what I see with Pokemon Champions is that's going to be your place for your traditional VGC competitive. And it also, one thing that's really awesome about that being now a standalone game is that you are no longer restricted to the game that is out in terms of its battle format. So they can have different like ladders or battle formats for Mega, Z moves, Dynamax, and Terra. You're not restricted to like, well, we're only doing Terra. This is all we can do because that is Scarlet and Violet, right?
Yeah.
So it opens the door up. And you know, them making this game, like I said, I just think it's Pokemon really believing in where the competitive scene is going, and there's proof in that. Because I mean, shout out to the tournament that just completed, where it was the biggest tournament ever. Which shout out to Wolf. Did you see that clip?
Yeah.
10 out of 10 clip. Anyone that hates on the clip, it's Wolf is doing. He knows what he's doing.
I was
right?
about to say, I
He's-
saw that Wolf one. I didn't see whatever clip you're talking about.
He knows what he's doing because he's making competitive more marketable than it already is. Where he's like up on the winning stage and he's giving like this big speech, like this is the biggest event ever. Or 1,400 players.
It's Wolf's heel turn.
It's his heel turn. Yeah, no, he's straight up. He embraced his heel mode. 100%.
He has like 4 lines where he talks about people like this is their dream to come up on the stage. The most people to ever do it. Everybody competing. And it wasn't enough.
Yeah, because he won. So straight up his heel turn.
Not only did he win, he won in the fashion that only he is able to win tournaments with his Perish Trap team.
True.
Well, he always runs weird teams and tournaments and
Yeah.
wins.
So, you know, I know a lot of people also like to say, man, he's only won one Worlds and it was years ago. It's like, yeah,
What?
but he's won the most tournaments ever.
I was about to say, what's the one world? Hasn't he won worlds twice?
He's only won once.
He only won it in 2016.
Yeah,
okay.
that's the only
He's
one.
been in multiple world finals.
Yeah, but he's
Gotcha,
only won
that's
the
what I'm
once.
thinking.
It's just like, even if that is the case, he is the John Cena of competitive Pokemon. He is the one that's taking it to the next level.
Oh, he's pretty good.
He's also like he has been the most consistent at the top player in the history of Pokemon.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't deny that Wolf is exceptionally good at what he does because he has a little YouTube where he just shows off these ridiculous teams that he spends weeks on putting together to make them even viable and then succeeding in making them viable in a tournament format.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, like with Pokemon Champions, I just think that's Pokemon really believing in the future of competitive and where it can go.
So I just wanted to backtrack to you saying like the ZA battle formula you think is going to be what's going forward. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think Champions gives them the freedom to be weird with their stuff
where you can use
it's like
any
they
style,
might it's like the next mainline game might be a standard battle system, but it might be Legends games or it might be spin-off games where we get like different types of combat systems and that. But with Champions, yeah, because I think in the trailer for it we saw a Mega Charizard going up against a terrestrialized
Forgot the name of that whale.
Whale Lord?
No. It's the new one. The new one.
I don't know that
Dondozo.
Dondozo. Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, I haven't looked into Champions since. I don't know if more information kind of got put out about it. I looked at it and I'm like, okay, well, that's what your tournaments are going to be played on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like tournaments will be played on that, where you can basically flip between rule sets of every generation of Pokemon and their own gimmicks and everything. You can be wild with it, but also I view this as this is the Pokemon company like officially endorsing like a console version of like Showdown.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
And with that, one big question that I've got, because I know they already said you can connect to home and bring stuff over. Can you build teams within this game?
I think
That's my
I think I
question.
heard something about like rental teams or something. So it may not be something that's
Like Showdown, where you can literally build
like
it.
immediately, but it could be something that gets added in.
Okay. Because that's gonna be my first question, because like, you know, with them emphasizing like, oh, it connects to home, you know, for Scarlet and Violet and stuff, I'm just like, okay, so if that's the, you know, let's assume that you can't build a team, like let's say Showdown. Okay, so we're still stuck on whatever mainline game is out to build your team, you know, to make it competitively viable.
I wonder if it's something like you could connect, because this is obviously just like curiosity. I wonder if you can import, like, instead of having to manually like fix stats and everything in there, I wonder if you could bring your Pokemon from home and essentially just be like copy, and then put them back into home, but have like the stat spread and everything for those mons there, to where like you don't necessarily have to go in and calculate everything if you don't want to. And then maybe they will eventually have like essentially a Pokemon generator where it's like, okay, well, I want, say, like an Incineroar with this stat spread and these moves, and just hit go, and then it's in your team.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume that eventually that makes its way there.
Right.
But that could only be like for certain battle types or something.
Right. True. No, the announcement for it is exciting, just for the future of VGC. And the future of competitive Pokemon, but also with just the Pokemon Legends ZA, you know, trailer and extended look, kind of brings some more excitement in terms of what they're doing with the Legends, you know, property. This now being the second one of just making the game really have that different feel, because it's like that's what Legends Arceus did, is really gave you that different feel from what a Pokemon game is, and it's going to be the same thing here, where it's like everything within just this one city, you know, based on the fact that we saw AZ. Can safely assume, obviously, this is taking place in the future. I think I saw someone say it's like, 100 years in the future after X and Y or whatever.
I don't. Yeah, they.
I don't know.
Well,
for
there's
sure, though.
there's something about it, because the guy who's running the hotel, apparently
AZ.
he's apparently in the original generation looking for his Pokemon, which he now has.
Yeah, that's AZ.
Yeah.
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 Well, I didn't deny who you said. I was just saying the guy.
Oh yeah. AZ.
No,
that's his name.
They didn't specify like how far it was in the future, but they did say it was all they said was it was a version of the city that was like technologically advancing.
Yes.
Yeah, right. With the, you know, like the wild zones and everything, so the Pokemon can kind of coexist.
The
in
wild
there.
zones are kind of cool.
Yeah.
It depends on how big they are and how
Yeah.
varied they are.
See, that's my
That's
big
gonna
thing
be the
about this
question.
whole game, is how big exactly is this city?
Because I do like the aspect of the wild zones being within the city and just sort of having that slightly nature taking over the urban area look.
Yeah. Gives some like abandoned like horror movie vibes, honestly. Especially when it's like you got a car parked like off to the side and stuff. It's like they straight up just abandoned this car. I'm like, man, it's just low key kind of creepy in a way.
The thing of the trailer that made me kind of sit up and go, wait, what the fuck? Was they take the elevator to the top, like to the roof of the building,
Yeah.
and then jump to another roof.
Yes.
Oh
With
yeah,
the-
yeah,
and they somehow do some floating thing.
yeah.
And
with
I was
with
like-
their Rotom phone, I think.
I was like, man, we really gonna be jumping across rooftops, probably like chasing down some fetch quest items in this
Yeah.
game.
We're about to be like Assassin's Creed over here, jumping building to building.
Imagine there's that one shiny who's just jumping between buildings you have to chase down.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna because Legends had the shiny Ponyta quest. We're gonna have like a shiny Tailo quest where you gotta chase it across the rooftop. But yeah,
that's funny.
I wanted to get you guys' opinions. How you boys feel about starter choices?
Cyndaquil got done dirty after all the allegations, him getting removed from the Gen 2 starters.
I saw those jokes. And those jokes were hilarious. No,
That's the first thing I thought.
yeah. You know, it's also just because Cyndaquil was in the last game.
Yeah.
But no, that allegations one, that is so damn funny. No, I gotta say, like
I mean,
so random.
I'm curious about it because, of course, they had to have one Gen 5, which was T-Peg, right?
Yeah.
But I'm surprised that they went with double up on Gen 2.
Yeah, see, I thought that was weird.
Why do we have a Gen 5?
Huh?
Why do we have a Gen 5?
We had Oshawott in the last Legends.
Yeah,
so.
but we don't, like, why? The choices don't make sense.
They don't.
They
honestly
really don't.
Look, it would have made more sense if they kept the same trend they started with Legends and did one Gen 2, one Gen 7, one Gen 5. You would have done that, it would have been fine. Because, okay, yeah, look, they're repeating a trend. Okay, got it. And it's just like, why do we have Chicory and Totodile?
And then T-Peg.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, the starter choices for it are wild.
It's an odd assortment.
It is, yeah.
It's one where, like, I can look at it and smile.
Yeah, you
because
can.
I'm a big, like, I know they're not the best games. I'm a Gen 2 enjoyer.
Yeah.
I
love
like all
Gen-
those starter choices because all three of those are very enjoyable Pokemon to use.
Yeah.
I have no idea who I'm going to
And
pick.
I'm a Totodile stan, so
Well, that's the thing. Is like I'm kind of torn because I've loved Tepig in every game that I've been able to use them in. Like for Black and Black and White 2.
yeah.
It's just like I just picked him because I liked him. But then I have like Totodile was the first Gen 2 that I ever picked.
Right.
But I mean, then you got Chikorita, just the adorable little thing they are. It's unfortunate that they evolve into Meganium. But
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Cause
So what's Meganium going to look like in this one?
no, here's the better question. Or it's like,
are they going to get Megas?
are they all going to get
Megas?
Megas?
See,
Because
I
if they
say
get-
no.
Why not?
I think
What's wrong with you?
I say no. I think the starter Megas you're going to get is going to be the Kalos starters. All three
Yeah,
of those
but
will
why
get
would we
Megas.
not get Megas here? We got Hisuian starters in
I
the
know,
last Legends.
I know.
So we got to get something for these ones. We either get a Kalos version of them.
I think you'll
or
get a
we
Kalos version.
Or we get a Mega.
I say Kalos version because I think the Megas will go to the 3 Kalos starters. I don't think they'll overload. They don't. Pokemon doesn't like to do that. I would love to see Megas for these 3. Don't get me wrong. John. I would love to see that. That'd be great. I just don't think it's gonna happen.
If you're gonna make a Kalos version of of a Meganium, you got to make it good.
Yeah,
I was about to say,
you gotta make
did
it good.
all of the-
Grass Fairy or something.
Did all the Kalos starters get Megas in
Nope.
their original game?
Nope. That's why, if you remember in X and Y,
I don't.
okay, well, you got all 3 Kanto starters, and they got the Megas.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it's going to be the same thing, is that the 3 Kalos starters that you can get in this game, they'll be the one with the Megas. And your starters will not be. So that's just my personal take. But I don't know. I would like to see Megas form. But also just, if you give me like a, Kalos, form of each of them, that'd be cool too. I'd be down for that.
I mean,
We're in the future.
This is the second Legends game, so this is the one that's going to show us what their trends are going to be aiming at.
Yeah.
I mean,
I want a Mega of the trash bag.
Oh, please. Please.
I will say I think as of now I'm thinking I'm gonna start Chikorita.
So I'm the most conflicted because, like, Chikorita is my least favorite grass starter. I am the grass hole of this group. I love my grass. And I like Chikorita. It's just Chikorita is my least favorite grass starter.
That's sort of standard, dude. Everyone loves Chikorita's design. Absolutely despise her moveset.
I despise
Everybody
the
loves
moveset.
Chikorita. Everybody hates
Meganium.
Blossom and Meganium.
Bayleaf.
Or Bayleaf,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, so
I don't know where I got Blossom.
Same gen.
I know, but I don't know why
me.
that connected.
That's me. I don't like Bayleaf. I don't like Meganium. I don't like the move. Great support Pokemon. Let me get that out. Great support Pokemon. But I love Chikorita. Chikorita. Only if Pokemon Legends could be like the Pokemon anime and you have a base form that could be a freaking baller, then I'd take Chikorita and just run Chikorita the entire game. Or same thing with Totodile, because I don't like Totodile's next 2 forms. Sorry, John. I love Totodile.
I
Totodile's
like
cute as hell.
Fraligator.
I mean, Totodile is one where it's like, Totodile's cute. I like Crocodile. Feraligator's a beast.
Yeah, I mean, he's a beast, but I'm just not
I could do
I'm
without
not a fan of him.
Crocodile. I don't get why he has a Barbarian.
Oh, yeah. No, honestly, I think I'm gonna take T-Pig. I think that's where I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go T-Pig. I do like Embor mostly because it's shiny is really cool. But no, I made a joke to Christina. It's just like, you know what I'm gonna do for T-Pig is it's gonna take me a while because I think it's like a 12% chance to do it. But I'm gonna reset until I get a female T-Pig and name it Lola, which that is, for people listening, that is my dog, who basically, I swear to God, looks like a little pig running across the yard sometimes. So that's what I'm gonna.
You gotta keep it as a T-Pig then.
Yeah, I know.
You evolve it a singular time, but it's too big.
It is too big. It is too big for her. You're right. T-Pig is like literal perfect Lola size. So I think I'm gonna go T-Pig. I don't know. I may swap. I may go spicy, and I may do Totodile. I have no idea. I really don't.
I'll either be going Totodile or Chikorita. I love Tepig, but I love the Gen 2 starters.
Yeah. But with this extended look,
You're not
though,
gonna go Furret?
oh, he's gonna get if there's a Furret, he's getting a Furret. There's no doubt about it. 100%.
Love Furret.
See, your love for Furret is like me with Greedent in Gen 8. I love Greedent to death. I love that bastard.
For anyone listening, if you didn't know this, you can beat Gen 2 entirely with a Furret that just knows Headbutt.
I mean, you can
do that with a lot.
You could do it with a lot. It just
Yeah.
takes a lot more investment to do it.
Yeah, you can beat the entire game with nothing but a Rattata too.
Yep.
Andy did that. You can beat the entire game with a Bidoof.
Yep.
Yeah, that can be
I
done.
don't know why you're using a Bidoof in Gen 2, but yeah.
Oh, I mean, you can do it in Gen 4, you know?
I've done, yeah. I used to just play Gen 2 and pick a random mon and just play through it, beat the game, beat red, beat everything with it, just to do it.
Right.
It's like, Furret was one of the more fun that I did, just because it was fun. It was the one that surprised me the most.
Yeah. But no, with this like a trailer and extended look, what did this kind of inject some hype levels for the game for you guys? You know, because it's just like been one of those things. I need to see more. Need to see what it is.
I'm intrigued. I'm curious, what the heck are we doing in the city besides sightseeing?
See, that's my thought too. It's like, what are we doing? You know what I mean?
From what it sounds like, somehow we're going to get involved with the redevelopment plan of the city for some reason.
Yeah, like that's where, like, I was talking to Josh about it, and he's super pumped up about it because he was so just kind of like meh on Scarlet and Violet. So like, this is like, it's different. It's like, oh, this looks really fun and exciting. I'm in the opposite boat. I'm just like, I really need to know like what we're doing here. My big thing is I really just want to know how big this city is that we're talking. Because like my whole like idea of this game since it's been announced is like, okay, we're basically getting like a GTA or Cyberpunk style kind of like map size in Pokemon. That's been my kind of assumption because they've even said, I think originally when the game was revealed, that this will be the biggest map they've ever done. So if that's the case, how big is the city? Like, I want to know what we're doing in the city and just how big is the city. So until I find that out, I'm just kind of like, yeah, this is going to be a fun game. Absolutely, I'm gonna play it day one. It's gonna be fun.
I do like how they always, with the starters in these trailers, they're always just like,
that was real funny. Sorry to interrupt, but that was really funny looking.
I didn't see it that time. Still talking Elimination Chamber for context.
I do find it funny how in all these like trailers for the next games, it was like, oh, and you just meet these starters and whatnot is how they reference it, and it literally just looks like in ZA, you're literally just walking through Main Street, and then these three Pokemon are just hanging out, and you're just like, I'm gonna just take you.
Yeah, right. Right.
Oh, you just missed the funniest thing, Alex. Nia Jax picked up Stratus. She had her behind her back with like her leg around her neck, and she just took her to the corner, tagged it Candace, and just started smacking her head into the turnbuckle.
Savage.
But for Legends,
Here you go. It's going again.
Oh, yep. Here we go.
yeah. But for Legends, this didn't necessarily like hype me up too much.
Yeah.
I'm glad we saw some stuff on it. I was sold on the game anyway. And yeah, I would like to know how big the city is actually going to be, how much running around there's going to be. I want to see like the wild zone, see if they're like kind of how big they are, or like
I would
how
assume
big
they
some
would
of the
start
mods
off
are.
slightly small and then expand.
Yeah, I assume we're gonna like start with kind of small areas and work our way to the bigger ones and that.
Is this game also just gonna be filled with a lot of useless buildings? That's another question.
Probably.
I've got. Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah, so it's like this. I'm not necessarily like super excited, like ready to go out and spend money on it right now.
Yeah.
But it's one of those. It's like, I mean, it looked good. it looked like a lot of fun, and it looked like it's gonna run better than the last one did.
Please God. Yeah, the game is set to come out the end of this year.
Yeah.
So please just don't repeat the
it's one where
performance
it's like
issues.
they announced it last year. Since they've announced it, we're gonna have a full calendar year plus since then before it releases. So I mean, hopefully the game runs well. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it, but it's not one where it's like seeing this trailer made me go, yeah, I'm ready to play it right now.
Right.
When it comes out, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna have fun with it.
Oh yeah,
I think we can use all of Rotom's forms in exploration.
Probably.
Holy shit, that's a good question. That's a good question. Yeah.
I would be surprised if there's not like some Rotom form puzzles throughout the game.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Yeah, that could be your little travel companion, whatever. You know, like your legendary and Scarlet and Violet, and then all of the totem mons, whatever. Yeah.
Go, lawn Rotom.
Yeah, go the lawnmower, you know.
Go get rid of that grass.
Give me the fan. Let's get to fly.
You know,
I can see that.
That reminds me, it's like you think back to like, because Kalos was kind of where like the HMs kind of left, because that was when we got the different mons to like traverse different areas where we had like Mudsdale and stuff like that.
That was 7. That was 7.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, 7, sorry. But yes, that was like the first iteration of it. And then you look at it, it's like, then we got a bike. And then we had our motorbike mon and that. And now we're probably just going to have Rotom.
Yeah, imagine that. Use Rotom to get around. I'm here for it.
Yeah, you know, it'll be...
He just turns into a skateboard. Or she.
I mean, even without
It'd be a ground
even
type
without
Rotom.
Forbes, that Rotom phone's been able to do some crazy stuff.
That's true.
It floated around in this trailer, and it's
Yeah.
Scarlet and Violet. It saved you from falling to your death a couple times.
Yeah.
True. So Rotom's the real MVP. I wonder if it'd be cool if we got a new Rotom form. That'd be cool.
It's legendary.
Oh God, stop.
It's just a giant satellite.
What typing would that be?
Space.
New typing confirmed.
Yeah, it joins.
It'll be that what was it called? Stellar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
The new
yeah,
stellar type.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could also just make it a psychic Rotom. I mean, Deoxys is from space and he's psychic, so you
Yeah.
could always do that too.
It just uses all beam attacks. That's it.
Yeah. That'd be pretty sweet. Give us new Rotom forms. I want a Rotom form for every type. Right? Give me a different device for every type, and let's make it
What
happen.
would fairy be?
What would fairy be? That's a great question. Just considering the theming of like some Pokemon that have been fairy types, make it like a cake mixer. You know, because you got different like cake and sweet type. You know, make it a cake mixer.
I was thinking he would just possess a plushie.
No, it's gotta be a device.
I mean, it does have to be a
Yeah, it's
device,
gotta be
but-
electronic. Make it a cake.
It could be an electronic plushie. You don't know that.
I mean, it could be. I say cake mixer. I think that'd actually be pretty cool for a Rotom form.
I don't know. You said what form would it take, and my mind just went, I don't know, Sylveon.
Stop. No, Pokemon Legends and Pokemon Champions both look good. Looking forward to when they come out. All right. Let's talk about some tragic news here. Tragedy took place this week. Monolith Productions has been shut down. WB shut them down. Along with let's also pay some respects here. Player First Games in WB San Diego also got shut down.
Multiverse could not be saved.
Yeah, let's not leave them out here, right? Let's there's jobs lost there, so let's give the shout out to them as well. But obviously the big talking point was Monolith Productions, the creators of Fear, the creators, of course, the Lord of the Rings Shadow games that were nominated for Game of the Year, won Game of the Year in for different award shows, and plus the creators of the wonderful Nemesis System, which now seems to be completely on the shelf. They were working on this Wonder Woman game that is also now canceled. What a shit show.
Well, did you hear some of the news about this Wonder Woman game? Apparently
did,
it's been rebooted twice.
Yep.
Even as early as like 2023.
Yeah.
God dang.
And then it got rebooted again 2024, and it's already cost, because we talked about that literally 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, something recently.
Yeah, where it's already cost over like $100 million. And I said on the show, I said on the show to go ahead and cancel it unless you know it's going to be a banger,
Yeah.
because like at that point it's going to be a net loss.
I think reportedly right now it's 200 million invested in the game.
Yeah.
That is now canceled and never going to exist.
Yeah. And one of the biggest tragedies with all this is WB owns the Nemesis System until like 2036, and you know damn well that thing's just going to sit on the shelf.
Yeah, it's probably just going to be there.
Yeah, I mean, Monolith is the creator for it, right? They made the Nemesis System. They are the masters for it. You can always try to pass it to someone else, but no one's going to be able to. Like, if it gets ever used again, I don't know if anyone can use it the same level Monolith.
I mean,
did.
they'd have to.
Well, apparently the Nemesis System is part of what led to one of the first reboots, because they were trying to completely rebuild the Nemesis System, because for the Wonder Woman game it was supposed to be more of like not necessarily recruiting enemies and upgrading them as much as like allies or friendships or something like that. So they had to rebuild the system to incorporate it that way, which then like didn't work well. So then they like essentially rebooted the game to work on it again.
And all right, and also with this, one thing that was said. All right, where is it? Where did I say it? All right, yeah. So with the shutdown of Monolith, one thing that WB said is that they recognize Monolith's storied history, but this is a strategic change to focus on IPs like DC, Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, Game of Thrones. If that's your mindset, why can't you just go sell them somewhere? Like, I guarantee you someone would have loved to pick up Monolith Productions.
What do you mean by focus? They were working on DC game.
Yeah, I know. That's also what I said, too. It's like you were literally working on one. Now, granted, it's been rebooted, but you were
It cost
working
you
on
lots of
one.
money, but still.
I can only assume by that they specifically only mean Batman.
That's my, yes, 100%. Because also, fun fact about this report that all came out from Bloomberg, apparently in like the 10 plus years that they've had the rights for all the DC games they can do, no one has pitched or wanted to pitch a Superman game.
Yep.
In fact, Rocksteady hates the character and wants nothing to do with it.
Because you can't have fun with it.
No,
Yeah.
it's just not. It's not an ideal gaming experience.
Other than just having him in a fighting game, yeah, Superman doesn't sound particularly fun.
Yeah, so
And I
shout
don't
out
know
to
a lot
that.
of people who play Superman in Injustice.
Right. So shout out to that. So yeah, when they say DC, it's Batman. That's what it is. But it's just like, why can't you just let like Monolith like have their independence? You know what I mean? Why can't they just go independent? Why can't you sell them? Like do something like what Embracer Group did, where they sold off a bunch of properties, right?
Yeah.
Like a bunch of studios. Like just do I guarantee you Xbox would open the checkbook for Monolith Productions.
Try and make some money back from all that money you put in development.
Is it WB who has the patent for
Yes, unfortunately. Monolith made it. Monolith shut down. WB has the patent. No one can use it. Isn't that just fucking annoying?
Because
Like,
if
damn
it was like Monolith who had the patent,
Yeah.
and it's like you shut them down, it's like, okay, well, what happens to that now?
Yeah. No, WB's got it unlocked. No one can use it. Isn't that just annoying as hell?
Well, you can only cross your fingers and hope there's somebody within the WB gaming dev side that just sees that and go, this is open to try and ask for to use.
Right.
And hope that somebody's trying to work up some idea on how to be able to use it.
I could imagine there's like a team of like 10 to 20 people sitting around like hating what they're working on and are just sitting there like, which one of us should ask?
It's like the Nemesis System is just out there now.
I would only hope that there's like a small group that have had an idea for it and they're just like, they've been kind of sequestered into their division working on
Whatever.
some game or something, or just like sitting over there waiting on a project where they could just show up and be like, hey, since you shut down Monolith and that's just kind of sitting there, if you're not doing anything with it, can we just, you don't have to give us a lot of money. It's like, can we just play with it and
Heck,
come back to you in like 6 months?
Right.
if someone really got into it, I mean, we don't know the specifics on how exactly the Nemesis System all works, seeing as they were having a hard time working with it for like a Wonder Woman game, since it was more of a ally system versus the Nemesis System, from what you were saying, John. Heck, they could throw it into the next Harry Potter game.
See, I was thinking that could it fit into a Harry Potter game? Could it fit into a Game of Thrones game because they're wanting to do another one besides the one that's coming
I mean,
out.
it could definitely work for a Game of Thrones game.
I mean, heck,
also,
could
if
it
you're
even
interested
work?
in that Game of Thrones game, there's a demo available now on Steam Next Fest.
Oh, shout out. Looping it back. Could it even work for like a Batman game, like an open world like Batman game?
The only thing is, I could see it the most in like a Harry Potter game, but the problem is, I think they want to make the next Harry Potter game a live service game.
Oof.
Oh God.
Or at least I've seen that around a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, then, yeah.
I would hope that's not the case because should have learned our lesson now. Not everything needs to be a live service game. And plus, I mean, they made all the money with Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
Just do it again.
Right.
You make the same game with a slightly different story, and
Just
the same
don't-
amount of people would buy
You
it.
don't even necessarily have to keep it at the school. I mean, a lot of people would like it to, but thanks to Fantastic Beasts, you could expand and just open it up to the wider world. That is Hogwarts.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, no, it's one where, I mean, yeah, WB's got their group of like properties they want to work on. I don't know about you guys. I'm not the most interested in it.
No.
I mean, and I guess that's partially due to like I haven't necessarily like latched on to some of the games they've put out. So I don't know. Very unfortunate for Monolith though.
Yeah. What you said a second ago about like, hey, just like let us play with it kind of thing. That's the one thing I hope comes out of it is that maybe they'll like license it out for different studios that's not under WB. Like maybe they approach WB like, hey, we'll pay you this much. Let us just kind of play with it. We have an idea for a game. You can get your cut for the game and stuff, whatever. Maybe they just be a publisher for it. I don't know. Like, I mean, I would like to see something like that. Just let another studio somewhere else take a shot at it. Don't let it sit on the shelf and rot. You have one of the most unique systems ever created to the point you patent it. Well, don't let it stay on the shelf.
To the point that it was the one reason people got excited when they heard Wonder Woman.
Yeah, no one
Yes.
else it's like, look, that's why we were interested in the game is because it's like, oh, sweet, Nemesis coming back. Awesome, let's go. Lord of the Rings games were fantastic. 10 out of 10. God, just annoying, man. I don't know. The only thing that we can hope for is the 1 in a million chance that all of a sudden here in like a week or two, something happens with Monolith where they do actually get bought by someone similar to what happened with Hi-Res.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that was the same thing. Hi-Res was shut down, and it's like, what, a month later? It's like I think it was the PUBG creators.
Yeah.
Who is that? I'm drawing a blank. Anyone? No? Anyway, PUBG creators, I think they bought them. It's just like, yeah, we're going to, we bought them. We may want to continue some Hi-Fi Rush stuff. They can do some other stuff. It'll be
And
great.
they laid people off several months later.
Yeah, well, let's focus on the good. Let's focus on the good, all right? Don't bring it down. Don't bring down the mood. So, I
Bring
don't
down
know.
the mood from the Monolith?
Okay, don't bring it out worse. Sorry. No, I mean, hopefully Monolith can have that situation happen. Probably not. That is literally what we saw with Hi-Res. I really feel like it's like a 1 in a million chance. We don't see that happen. Hopefully we will, because I would hate to see Monolith just go away with what is their storied history. It just sucks by the Nemesis System. That is the biggest Debbie Downer there. All right, let me shout out Rogue Energy. Use the referral link down below, promo code Sparky3 to get 10% off your order. Doesn't matter if you pick up the hydration chill or the energy, whether it's powder or cans, the promo code will work for all of them. Use the referral link down below, and you can help support the brands. Even if they do have a better sale, hey, it's all good. Using that link will still help us out. Again, promo code Sparky3 to get 10% off your order. Pew. Well, John, you called it. Fable delayed again. Congratulations. How you feeling?
I only need one more delay to lock that prediction in.
Oh my God.
Honestly, I'm not surprised by
No,
this because
no one is.
it's one of those where it's like I know everybody didn't want it to be delayed. I didn't want it to be delayed,
Right.
but we've seen nothing about it. It's
Yeah.
been years.
I was about
and
to
it's
say-
like we've gotten
One trailer. and that
one
was
trailer
last
that
year.
was like 30 seconds
No,
long.
no. Last year's trailer was pretty long. It was the one before. It was everything before was like maybe 30 seconds.
Well, even then, even though when we got that one, it was like it didn't show a whole lot.
It didn't show a whole lot, and the one thing people really took away from it is it didn't look that good. Now the new trailer they showed with the delayed announcement, the game looks a lot better, you know, using like the Forza engine and whoever is developing the game. God, I'm drawing a blank. I think it is just the Forza creators. The game looks beautifully, like graphically looks.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's leaps and bounds from what we saw last year in the summer. But I mean, you're right. It's just like it's not surprising.
If we go a year and a half between hearing news on these games, it's like if you tell me it's going to come out in 2025 and I haven't heard about it since like the end of 2023 or like beginning of 2024, I have no faith that your game's coming out.
Right.
I feel like this is the opposite of Black Myth Wukong.
I was thinking the same damn thing.
Where Black Myth Wukong, you guys were just ready for that 1 year update, and every time it
Every
looked
year.
good.
Well, that was
August.
because every time we got that update, there were dramatic improvements.
Yes, and then now we're getting like maybe 1 year update every time on Fable, and it's just disappointment.
Yeah. It's like we got the one. Yeah, I think it was that last logger one. Now that I think about it,
Yeah, it
where
was
even
last
when we
summer.
got that, we looked at it and went, "The fuck is this game?"
Yeah, no, a lot of people were very critical of just how the game looked. I very much remember that, and just the amount of backlash with how the game looked. And which, again, this new trailer that came out just the other day, like the game looks great. Like the Forza engine, like they cooked. The game looks beautiful. So I think there is a lot of improvements, which is great.
Yeah.
But it still needs time to cook, because I feel like this is one of those things where it's like, with how Xbox has kind of been for a while, this game kind of needs to be a success. You know what I mean? So just let it cook.
Hey, now, and you know, I know they've already tried to say that it's coming out. They're trying to reiterate it's coming out in 2025. We just need Metroid to be delayed now.
Stop. No, it is coming out this year. Launch title.
I am going
I'm
for.
sorry, Alex. Currently, you're 0 for 2 with John.
I am going for the over 50% this year.
Well over 50% is what he's going for.
Although so far I am down, like from the Pokemon Day announcements, I am down 1 because I did say Gen 10 was going to be revealed, and likely at this point now it's probably not going to be revealed this year.
No chance. It'll be next year. So
And hey, we got summer.
I doubt it.
Hey, it's not likely, but we got. If it's not in summer, it's not happening.
Yeah.
If they don't show something in summer, it's
Holding
not
on
gonna
that
happen.
little bit of faith, huh? No,
That's you with Metroid.
no, I've got a lot of faith, John. It's coming out this year. It's a launch title. I'm telling you, it's a launch title.
We'll
I'm feeling
find
it.
out soon.
In a month. Yeah. Actually, yeah, shout out to that. We'll find out in a month with the Switch 2 Direct. So I'm actually very excited for that. Very, very
They
excited.
don't
for
announce any game coming out with it. Just It's all just about the Switch 2 and its hardware.
Stop. No, it's going to be great. It's going to show a lot of games.
Doesn't even get a release date for the Switch 2.
Wow. Stop.
It just says holidays.
Wow. Stop.
Holidays.
Both of you.
Holidays.
You're
mark.
bringing in too much negativity.
I started with the positivity, so I started with my exciting things for the week, so that now we're downhill.
Yeah, it's like you knew what was coming. You knew we were going to talk Monolith. You knew we were going to talk Fable, so you knew it was all downhill. So let's get the positivity out, negativity going forward. Oh, yeah. No, not surprised about Fable, though. I don't think anyone in the world is. I don't think anyone looked at that and said, oh, really? Come on.
That was funny. When you posted it in the Discord, all I said was,
Called it. Yeah, I know. No one's surprised by this. And now it's got me wondering, all right, Xbox, go ahead and roll it out. What else is getting delayed? Perfect Dark, is that getting delayed now too? Go ahead and tell us now. We already know. Like, go ahead and let us know everything that's getting delayed.
Here's the difference. We've actually seen quite a bit of Perfect Dark.
We did see a lot of gameplay, and it did look really good. No lie, last summer. It did look really good. But I'm still now I'm gonna hammer. Now I'm gonna hammer. It's getting delayed. Perfect Dark's getting delayed. All right, it's gonna get the Fable treatment. I'm calling it. All right, they're gonna be bundled.
It's already
together.
been going through the Fable treatment.
Yeah, I know, and that's why it's gonna stay in the Fable treatment. It's not gonna get bumped up to a new status.
It already had its 2 years of delays.
It's gonna get another one. Fable's been delayed like 3 times. It's time for Perfect Dark to get in the 3rd one. There we go. Be great. But no, anyway, not surprising for anyone with Fable getting delayed. It is what it is. Hopefully, when it does come out, it's gonna be an absolute banger. I mean, if it matches the hype and the amazing level that was Fable 2, the wait's worth it. The wait's worth it. That's
It's
simple.
gonna skip over Fable 3.
I was about to say, we're not going to talk about 3?
Good game. Fable 2 is better. So that's my take.
Yeah, I don't know hardly anyone that would disagree with it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
neither do I.
exactly. Yeah, that's why I said the amazing level of Fable 2.
Everyone loved the first half
Hey,
of Fable 3.
hey,
No one enjoyed the second
Here's the
half.
thing, though. You can't set the high expectations. You got to set the mediocre ones.
Exactly. Half of Fable 3 was very good. This later half, everyone was like, why are we doing this? What happened to my Fable?
Yeah, right?
Hey, that's like me earlier. Monster Hunter Wilds. The hunting part is fun.
Yeah. Everything else, what are we doing?
Fable 3's second half was literally just watch me throw money at my problems.
Yeah, I didn't finish it. I stopped in the second half.
I finished it because I did the Fable 2 strategy of I bought all the buildings, so I was able to fund my own kingdom. Also, why are we doing Sami Zayn and KO again?
Always entertaining.
They don't like each other's, and they're not medically cleared for this match, so it's unsanctioned.
Yep. Yep.
But we're gonna promote it and have it on a big premium live event, and
And it's a no DQ?
Yep.
Yeah.
There are no rules.
yeah, they're not sanctioning this match. That's why the referee's not in attire. That's actually a thing.
Yep. This, what we said.
Oh,
Zach,
they're saying it. The referee's not a traditional referee attire because it's an unsanctioned match.
no. The other day when we were with
Unsanctioned, having a major pay-per-view.
Right,
That's always
right.
the funny thing. It's yeah.
no,
Out.
no, dude, it doesn't matter how many times these two, go at each other. It's entertaining every single damn time.
Rein it back in.
I can't.
We're almost through this. You can watch it in a moment.
Oh,
Zach, Zenless Zone 0.
yeah, we're in the weekly wrap up territory.
Update.
You guys have anything else you want to shout before we hop through the weekly wrap up?
No.
Usually what he does is Zenless.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. So it's Endless Zone 0, Zach.
Yeah. So yeah, we got our 1.6 live stream Friday. So we got all this stuff of Soldier Zero Ambi coming out, Trigger coming out, everyone's favorite, going to be future favorite ace rank character, Pulchra, because she beat the curse that is Helio versus NPC jail. She escaped NPC jail. So yeah, everyone's hype about that. Honestly, 1.6 seems like it's going to have a lot because we have 2 character stories, one being Ambi's Soldier Zero one, which seems like it's going to be slightly major, one of the bigger character stories. Then we actually have a whole main story chapter involving our mystery Hugo and Vivian, who we're all pretty sure are vampires, but they haven't come out to say they're vampires yet because Hugo has story with our favorite Wolfman Lycan. So we're going the whole vampire, werewolf, we're partners, and now they're at odds, yada, yada, yada. We apparently are going to meet the mayor of New Irdu in 1.6 because he's involved with all this. And just a ton of events and updates, other stuff. So, I mean, overall, 1.6 is looking like it's going to have quite a bit to it.
And that is coming out March 12th.
In a week and a half.
Shout out.
I got to farm for Evelyn before that comes out.
There you go. And then another announcement we got was Halo Infinite adding a new game mode, Seek and Deploy.
The hell is this?
It's their take on Search and Destroy. It's literally all it is.
Okay.
Yep. So Search and Destroy is now part of Halo.
I feel like they're 10 years late.
Probably, but Search and Destroy is still my favorite game mode to play
mean-
if I ever play a COD.
I mean, this
so,
is a standard shooter mode nowadays.
yeah. Search and Destroy is always my favorite to play. So
Yeah.
this is
I
kind of
mean,
cool.
It's literally what CSGO is built on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool that you're adding it. I mean, thought we were moving away from Infinite.
Right. But
It's like, wait, he's supposed to keep that out of the news cycle.
sorry, buddy.
No, that's it Microsoft.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know, but if it's
We're
there,
supposed to be quiet on that one, and then quietly
on.
just announce the next game.
right. Also, speaking of next game, COD 2025 is in development for last gen consoles. Can't move on.
So
What
you're
is
talking
that?
about one in PS4?
Yep.
I was about to say, what does that mean at this point? Because we've already got talks of next gen consoles.
Yeah.
So that would last gen almost implies PS5.
Now, yeah, last gen is in fact PS4 and Xbox One.
Okay.
So can't let go. Can't let go of this damn generation. So anyway, let's see. Next up, Gex Trilogy. That was
Called
announced
it.
for this summer. Yeah,
I
yeah.
actually did say Gex back during our.
Yep. Shout out to Gex coming back this summer with the Gex trilogy. Speaking
Sure.
speaking of coming back, Mercury Steam is back with their new game. That is the developers of Metroid Dread. They announced their new game, Blades of Fire.
I feel like you got their name wrong. Is it not Mercury Stream?
Yeah. No, it's Steam.
Is it Steam?
Yeah, no, it's Steam. It's
Okay,
Steam.
because there's another developer that is called Mercury Stream.
Yeah, no, it's Mercury
Okay,
Steam.
just wanna make sure.
Mercury Steam. It's a single-player action adventure. It's been years in development. It's launching on May 22nd. Epic Games Store, though, exclusive.
But it's also on PS5 and Xbox.
PS5 and Xbox. Yeah, just no Steam.
So it's exclusive on Gearbox.
On
PC.
On PC, correct. Which saw a lot of people comment, just like, oh, come on, man, tired of the EGS exclusive.
It's one of those where it doesn't happen that often anymore. It's
Yeah.
why it's weird when it does hit news that it's happening.
Yep. No, I did watch a trailer for this. Looked cool. Gave me a lot of like God of War 2018 Ragnarok vibes. That was the vibe I got watching the gameplay and the combat and stuff. So looks cool. Mercury Steam makes really good games. So shout out to it. There's also another new game announced. I did not watch a trailer on this one. I still need to. Called Edge of Memories. It's a new JRPG from a team of vets from Chrono Trigger, Nier, Xenoblade, and Final Fantasy. So a lot of headlining names.
Sounds like it can only be good.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of headlining names on that one.
I don't know how to feel about this game because it could be one of many styles.
Yeah, you ain't wrong, brother. There's a lot of different stuff you're talking about there. But I don't know. I just got to go watch the trailer. There is a full trailer out for it. I just haven't watched it yet. Sonic Rumble, that has been delayed to spring. But hey, we're basically about to be in spring. So
I don't
guess
remember
it's
what this
coming out.
is.
It's the Fall Guys. Sonic Fall Guys. So, yeah. Dragon Age of Elgard has already been added to PlayStation Plus 4 months after release. I think it's one of the fastest ones.
Hey, let me tell you, if you got PlayStation Plus and you haven't played Veilguard yet,
And you're not playing Wilds for some reason?
hey, it's a good 60 hours you can have.
There you go. Look, the gameplay is a lot of fun. Combat's fun. It's a good time. You know, Veilguard's good game.
Combat is fun.
Yeah, it's a good game.
It's got the same thing as Andromeda. You may not like the dialogue, but the combat's fun.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. That's a great comparison.
Best way I've heard it is if you're big on Dragon Age lore, you'll be more upset about the game. If you're going into it and you haven't played all the Dragon Edges or you don't care that much, you'll have fun.
Yeah, there you go. So if you got PlayStation Plus, give it a shot. It's going to be the essential tier. So tier 1. Star Wars Eclipse development, Quantic Dream remains unaffected by the NetEase restructuring. So, I mean, I guess that's good as they continue to work on the apparent shit show that's been Star Wars Eclipse. We'll see if that game ever comes out. Mecha Break open beta had a huge success with 317K all-time peak at launch. When I checked it earlier, it was like 82.
I was wondering why I could download Mech Break again.
Yeah. So I got the open beta right now. Having a great time.
I saw a few people like hopping on it. I probably would have been more interested in checking it out, but I've been taken up.
Yeah, you've been taken up by Fellowship and Monster Hunter, yeah. Balatro successfully appeals its stupid Peggy 18 rating over gambling and is back to Peggy 12. Thank God, that was so dumb. So stupid that
They
it got
just
bumped up
showed. They
to
just showed
18.
them the clown trailers with the banana.
Yeah, right. Assassin's Creed Shadows fully leaked into the wild, physical copies and all. Keep in mind the release date was mid-February, so kind of got out there in some capacity.
That's funny.
Yep, yeah, game is completely out there.
I saw some videos talking about how it happened, which actually made a lot of sense because the release date got pushed back.
Yeah.
But it got pushed back like pretty close to the release date.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
It's possible that all those copies were just shipped into a warehouse
Yep.
and then people just took them.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's 100% probably what happened. It's just a shipping error is all it was.
But
Not even necessarily shipping error. Probably just the possibility of it was already out.
Yeah.
It was already shipped, and like they couldn't really do anything about it.
Yeah, exactly.
the craziest thing is even with physical games these days, like you have to go through like somewhat of an install phase and kind of connect when you put them into your like PlayStation and that. And yet there was no
Block.
There was no block.
Yeah.
There was no
Yeah.
this game can't be activated until a certain date, and people were able to just hop in and play.
Yeah. But that's actually the interesting thing. I didn't even think about that. That's
Yeah,
actually
because that's
really
a whole
interesting.
thing now. Yeah,
Yeah,
with
it
most
is.
a lot of games.
Yeah, that's actually really interesting. I wonder why there was no block on it. You think they would put a block on it once they got word, oh shit, our game's out, you know? You think they'd put some block on it. Wow, no, Ubisoft's going to be Ubisoft, bro. I don't know. Yuri Lowenthal confirmed that Marvel Spider-Man 3 Peter will not be benched at all. Kind of figured that, but hey, we got Spider-Man 3 news for the week, I guess. After that, kind of.
What, is he dead?
No, he just basically kind of like, he didn't retire, but he was taking a vacation, a very extended break and vacation at the end of 2.
That sounds like he died.
He did not die. He's not dead. No, he's just like, Miles is now he is the Spider-Man of the city. And Peter's just like,
you know what that means?
Sorry, Mary
It's
Jane.
gonna basically be like Homecoming. You're gonna play Spider-Man in like London.
all right, go somewhere else. I mean, hey, he already went to another country, and that's where he was the entire Miles Morales game. Him and MJ were somewhere. I forgot where. Sokovia, I think. I don't remember. Let's see. Next up, Nier. Its series 15th anniversary live stream is set for April 19th. So shout out to that. And then I saw this little news bit that people were circling around involving some Persona games. The singer Shiriko Hirata, I don't know if I pronounced that right, best known for Persona 4, revealed she's recording for an unannounced game. The photo that she put up was from the MIT Studio 2 in Tokyo, which is the same one that basically every Persona soundtrack is recorded in.
I mean, I'm going to put some damper on this. They use that same recording studio for a lot of Atlas games.
Yeah,
and
no,
use the same composer.
Yeah, no, all Atlas games use that same studio. Yep.
So, I mean, it's not necessarily another Persona game. It's probably just an Atlas game, though.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's 100% an Atlas game because that studio specifically, people did point out that like all Atlas games are recorded there.
Yep.
A lot of people are speculating could be that rumored Persona 4 remake that one tapped in leaker said, hey, yeah, this is happening. So that's what people are assuming it could be.
So getting the reloaded treatment of the soundtrack.
Yeah, exactly. Which I wonder what the game would be called. Would it be called Rewind, I guess? Yeah, since it's all TV themed. Persona 4.
I mean,
Persona 4 Rewind. I mean, that makes sense with the whole
I don't
TV
know because I
thing.
mean, Reload has the whole thing of like it has the reference technically to the gun, the whole time mechanic and whatnot,
right? Yeah,
and everything like that. So I mean, I would assume it would be Midnight Channel TV related. So not necessarily Rewind, which would imply a videotape. So
no, that's fair. That's fair.
You
That's
got a
fair.
double table set up.
Shout out
That'll
to
be
Elimination
fun.
Chamber.
I do find it funny for this unsanctioned match. They haven't technically turned the lights on.
Oh, right. Yeah. They're really dialing it in.
That's because it's like other companies and that, and I think even WWE themselves, they used to call them lights out matches.
Yeah.
So that's all I had for the news. You guys got any other news you want to shout out?
No, I don't really got anything.
Bum, 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 bum.
No, I don't think so.
All right. Time for Gamestead Game of the Week. All right.
I don't think I've commented this one, so if I have, stop me now and I'll do something else.
Nope, you have not.
So we got Octopath Traveler.
He's bringing props all the time now.
I mean, I have them. I have all my physical copies. I might as well use them.
There you go.
Octopath Traveler, originally released solely on the Nintendo Switch. It is out now on multiple platforms. You can pretty much play it on anything now. Xbox, PlayStation, PC. Classic RPG style game with a phenomenal story following our 8 intertwined companions, each with their own class and style of play. I say classic RPG style, but it has the weird party system where you can have almost all 8 characters out fighting at once, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've played Octopath. I don't remember if you can have all 8, or it's like 6 of them. I can't remember off the top of my head. Someone can inform me in the comments and tell me I don't know my games, but hey.
There was a lot of that with you guys' Borderlands take.
I don't care. It's our opinion on Borderlands. It's a popular game series. It is what it is.
Right.
But, phenomenal RPG. You start off by choosing one of your 8 characters to follow their initial story. Once you finish it out, the map opens up a bit and marks where your other 7 companions are, and you can go collect them in honestly whatever order you want to pick them up in. But each character adds their own play style and aesthetics to the party in terms of play. And more or less, there is an overarching story with an Octopath, but it's more or less just you experience each of their character stories across the map and whatnot, and just honestly playing their stories all together in whatever order you really want to, and just seeing the companions' interactions with each other, their stories overall, how it affects each of them, and things. And overall, it's a very heavily narrative-based game with a phenomenal combat system.
Still a game that I've tried and I want to actually sit down and really get into.
Yes. If you are a fan of older style JRPGs, phenomenal game to go and play. As I said, it's on it's pretty much on everything besides mobile nowadays. I think it's currently actually on Game Pass as well on Xbox. Probably on the PS Plus as well.
I think it might be. Yeah, because I mean, I'm pretty sure it is on. I know at least 2's on Game Pass. Actually, yeah, I think both are. Both
Octopath Travelers are on
yeah,
Game Pass.
Yeah, shout out. I think it is on PlayStation Plus too. So it's pretty easy to get a hold of. Is the main thing.
Still one that is on my list to play, but I haven't actually played it.
Yeah.
Because it is one that like it goes in and out of Game Pass. Like it's one of the games that weirdly goes in and out frequently.
Yeah, because it was on Game Pass for a long while, then it got taken off, and it recently went back up like a month or two ago.
Yeah, because I had downloaded it and then it went off Game Pass, and then now it's back on. So I need to get around to actually playing it.
Yeah. So shout out to Octopath Traveler, another Gamesthetic game of the week in the books, and it's one of those that have reached up into the very few ranks of like super notable game. We've only got a few of those. Octopath, Persona 4. I mean, you had Yakuza. I think that's pretty notable these days. Kiwami. I mean, that's.
I didn't know Kiwami. I was like, I've noted 2 Yakuza games. Which one are we talking about?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. You did Dead Souls. Yeah, no. What's the most notable game you've done? I can't remember.
I haven't.
I don't think you've done many, if at all.
I think it's like.
He called it one week.
I did.
I wonder if I got the list updated.
Nope.
I did Tales of Xillia. I did Biomutant.
Detroit Become Human's a pretty big one, so that's on that list too. Yeah, you did Biomutant.
Did John do that one?
No, he did that one.
Okay, I was like,
I did Detroit. You can tell by the order. Detroit, then it's Wild Arms, so you can tell where the order of where it's going. Pokemon Conquest. I mean, you got a Pokemon game in there.
that's not really notable.
I mean, it's Pokemon.
That was. I think that was
Stray. I mean, Game of the Year winner. I did that one.
I like how he asked if I've done one, and he's named only his games.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at the ones that you've done. And I think you have not done any.
I've tried to avoid like some of the more notable big hitters. That's
Mine's almost a decade old.
I think probably the most notable one you've done is probably Age of Mythology.
Yeah,
that's probably yours.
Yeah, that was also partially because I think that was around the time the remake came out.
Yeah, it was. So shout out. All right, you guys ready for me to hit the music? Get out of here.
Yeah,
I'm good.
All right, let's go around the room.
Like, comment, subscribe, whatever your platform allows. It does help. Let us know on your take on the Pokemon stuff and how you feel about ZA.
Yeah, did everything he said and more. And if you like what you saw here, then we do these live streams usually every Saturday about 6 p.m. Central Time. So you can come check us out then.
Make sure to also check out our Patreon if you want to support the brand further. We'd definitely appreciate that. Shout out to our Tier 2 patron, Hannah. You can check out the Patreon down below, as well as check out some Agent 8, Rogue Energy, and the Sparky 3 shop. You can also join the Discord and be a friend, tell a friend, of course. We'll be back next week. Until next time, bye.